if you're watching this right now, you're probably feeling overwhelmed, right? Or unmotivated because you have a pile of debt here and you just don't know really how to tackle it. You maybe don't know where to start. Maybe you do know where to start. You have a plan in place. You just are not feeling motivated to climb this mountain. And so in this video, I really want to share the biblical principle that really shook my wife and I, and I guess inspired us to take the actions that we did in order to pay off $50,000 in debt fast. Now this applies to you whether you have less than that or more debt than that, it doesn't matter. But I'm not going to share like a Bible verse or anything like that in regards to like borrow a slave to the lender. No, it hits much deeper than that for us. And it really changed my approach and how I handle money and gave me a clear reason why I should change. And I feel like that's sometimes what we need. We just need a clear picture and a reason why. And so I hope I can paint that picture for you today. And if you don't have time to watch this entire video, I do have a free guide down below for you to help you get some clarity around your life, or you're feeling stuck maybe in your 9 to 5 or stuck with your finances. I know it's going to help you out. So like I said, my wife and I were $50,000 in debt, and we really just didn't think about it. You know, we were comfortable, we were, had decent salaries, and we were like the average, I think, person making around $69,000 a year. And so, having $50,000 in debt seemed, relatively normal in society. It wasn't like taking out a huge chunk of our paycheck, but I mean, it was credit cards, student loans, and car loans, like the bad and the worst debt that you can have, right? But like I said, we live in a society where it's normal, and so we didn't really think much of it, right? I mean, we thought that if we pay our bills on time, we were good with money. We thought that, we're making a decent income. Hey, we're saving a little bit here and there. Okay, we're good with money. We had a decent credit score. We're good with money. But obviously doing those things alone just wasn't working for us because we were frustrated. We were frustrated like, okay, we seem like we're doing all the right things, but why is nothing really changing? Why do we seem like we're always just treading water and not living paycheck to paycheck, but just like not really going anywhere? And I remember we were sitting in a stewardship class, and the teacher, while he was teaching, he comes up to me and says, "Hey, can you hold this $100 bill for me?" He was like, "Hold on to this for me." And so I did. I just held it throughout the service. I was just holding. And in the middle of the service, he's like, "Hey, can I have that $100 back?" I was like, "Yeah, here you go." And so I gave it back to him. And he was like, "Was that hard for you to give it back?" I was like, "No." And then he asked why. And then I was like, "'Cause it's not mine." Duh. And then he slapped me across the face with his words, and he said, "What God has given you is not yours either." And it just hit me. Like, it hit us for the first time. Like, I realized, like, what I have is not mine. I don't own it. I'm just a manager. That's what a steward means. A steward means to manage. You see, in Psalms 24, it says, "The earth is the Lord's and everything in it, the world and all who live in it." And in 1 Chronicles 29:14, this is David's prayer, but he mentions, "For everything comes from the Lord." And of course, there's other verses and parables where Jesus talks about stewardship in Matthew and in Luke. I'm not going to read them, but the point is that he owns it. We are just managers of it. And I really, after realizing this, felt two things. First off, I really felt really sorrowful, right, that I had not been managing what he's been giving me and entrusting me with very well. And the second thing I felt was a sort of a relief, because I finally had a clarity about what I should do and why I should pay off my debt. Because those consumer things, right, my credit cards or my wife's credit cards and then my car, those were just selfish desires for me wanting to either look good, feel good about myself driving that car. That's all came and stemmed from a selfish place. Or my wife wanting to buy, that dress or whatever through her credit cards and racking up credit card debt. Whatever, shopping just so she can please herself. So you see, once I truly understood what I had was given to me, I started making money decisions a lot differently. And it really fired us up, motivated us to get out of debt and just to be better with money because of who we were doing it for and because we knew our place. We knew that we were managers and not owners. So I had to be honest with myself. My wife and I, we sat down, we were looking at our net worth. And even though we did have some savings, we felt like we were doing okay. We realized, no, we have a negative net worth. we have a negative net worth and we're not in the right financial place to start investing or buying a house or doing all the things that we wanted to do. And so what do? We went all in. My wife and I, we were like, okay, we know what we're gonna do. And so we went ham. We went salami, turkey, tuna, all the meats. And we just buckled down. And here, I'm gonna share the actions that we did. We really focused on three things. Three things that we knew would make a dramatic impact in paying down our debt, which was, we knew our expenses, right? The top expenses for most people are rent or mortgage. The second is car, and the third is food, typically. So we knew if we focus on those three things and eliminate those three things, that we can make a dramatic impact in our finances and pay off our debt relatively quickly. We cut back and we did things like, moving with our parents or with her parents, went to the cheapest apartment that we could find. And then for our car, we went down to one car. We immediately started paying off my car because that was, I think, about $300 a month or something like that. And then we just cut back on eating out, and we put some rules in place where we just wouldn't eat out all the time. And I think the key takeaway here is sacrifice. I feel like we knew what we wanted. We wanted to be better with what we had. So we realized in order to not, drag this out, we knew we had to make a bigger sacrifice, and we knew it was only gonna be temporary. But we knew that the bigger the sacrifice, the faster we can get out of debt, and the faster we can just move on with our lives, because nobody likes paying off debt. And I do want to point out that debt can be dangerous. And I think throughout the Bible, there is warning signs about debt. But I do not believe debt is evil. I believe that people can recklessly, I can't even say the word, people can recklessly, people can be reckless or selfish with their money. But at the end of the day, it really comes down to your heart, right? And only Jesus knows your heart. And we knew it stemmed from the wrong place. You know what I mean? Racking up our credit cards, getting a car that we can afford. And so we knew we had to fix that and make that right. So if this video was helpful, it opened up your eyes at all, please hit the like button. I'm rooting for you. I wish you the best, and I'll see you in the next video.